Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tamar, also known as Musings of a Curvy Lady, and welcome to the wonderful world of fragrance. Over here, we love fashion, beauty, fragrance, everything lovely. This video has been years in the making. This is going to be a roundup of my favorite white floral perfumes. And if you know me, I used to be a white floral hater, but it's because of these perfumes that have made me become a believer. White florals are beautiful. They can be creamy or fruity, and there's just so much you can do with that note that I really became a believer when these perfumers created these scents. So if you're interested in seeing my roundup, please keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Musings of a Curvy Lady. This is a video that I never thought I would be making. One, because I used to hate white florals. I used to think that wearing white florals was super like matronly, would age you, just smelled like you're either were going to a funeral or to a wedding. And I just didn't want it. But it really is something so artistically beautiful when a perfumer is able to take something that you don't like and turn it into something that you love. Like some of these are like my favorite fragrances of all time kind of love, which is saying a lot because I used to think that I was just a straight up gourmand girl, but there's just so much out there that why limit yourself to smelling like a cupcake? I mean, smelling like a cupcake is delightful, don't get me wrong, but there's some times where I just want to smell like a princess minus like the fruity, foodie kind of vibes, you know? But before we get started, let's get down to business, shall we? The rules are, and we've already made this very clear that I make up the rules around here. I need you to subscribe and join the Musings of a Curvy Lady family. You don't want to miss an upload, so turn on notifications, and this is supposed to be interactive. So leave a comment, like, and let's talk about your favorite white floral perfumes because I am always open to letting my nose know more perfume. So I have 8 perfumes that I want to share, but honestly, I had to put some away because I was like, this is going to be a long video if I pulled every single perfume that I originally was going to. So get a snack, get a cocktail, get a little drinky poo, and sit down and let's talk fragrances. We're gonna start off with my newest white floral. This is called Jasmine Freak. As a self-proclaimed former white floral hater, the fact that I have a perfume that literally has the word freak in it, Jasmine Freak, like a freak about jasmine, which is a white flower. Like, how did we even get here? But when I tell you, this is so good. You know what this reminds me of? Like it's like a club behind a club, a speakeasy. Okay, a club behind a club. You know what I mean? So imagine summertime. You're going to a speakeasy. Knock, knock, knock. They ask you what the password is. You're like, Jasmine Freak. Okay, they let you in. You walk in. The room is hot, hazy, sexy. People are dancing. People are just getting flipped and twirled and all the things. It's so hot and hazy. Like you can see the little droplets of sweat, the beads of sweat on someone's neck, a thigh, a clavicle. But then the singer, she makes eyes at you. There's a spotlight on her, but she's making eyes at you. She looks like Billie Holiday. She got the flower in her hair and she got the nice dress on and she's just, ooh, she's just singing so smooth and jazzy and creamy and like, ugh. That is the vibe that I'm getting with this fragrance. Take me there. Sign me up. Imagine a speakeasy called the Jasmine Freak with all the freakniks. Please make this a thing. So this is from a brand that I haven't bought anything from. It's Room 1015, which I think is such a cool name. Like, and it kind of goes with the whole vibe that we're going with, like Room 1015, Jasmine Freak. Knock, knock, knock. Let me in. Okay. This is such an interesting jasmine fragrance because it's not just boom, white florals, a bouquet, boring. No, this is very cool. It's exactly what I described. It's this cool, sexy, it leans a little bit tropical. So this has mango, black pepper, black currant, sweet orange, a bourbon ylang ylang, ooh, Egyptian jasmine, Indian tuberose, musk, cashmere wood. This smells so good, you guys. And the thing about tuberose, which is another white floral, it can kind of lean a little bubblegum like. But the way that this is blended, it's divine. The Egyptian jasmine, the tuberose, and then like you have the contrast of these really vibrant tropical notes, that the mango, you have the berries of the black currant. I don't have anything like this. And I love that about a white floral. I'm not gonna wear any white floral, okay? This is a very exclusive group of perfume, okay? You can't just have white florals and be like, oh, Tamara, can I be on your list? No, girl, there are requirements. This is like America's Next Top Model, but white floral edition, okay?
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
And Jasmine Freak, wow. So good, so alluring, so sexy. This would be perfect to wear on a sexy date night in the summertime. Like when I'm talking, like you are on vacation, you meet someone at the bar. The half of the thrill is the fact that like you guys don't know each other, right? Like you're never gonna see each other again. Jasmine Freak. Talking about grown folks business. This is a grown folks kind of perfume. She's sexy. She gets 5 out of 5 muses, okay? She gets the whole group. On to the next fragrance, which is gonna be a completely different vibe, but she's still very cutesy, very demure. This is my Burberry Blush. I love her. She is so cutesy. So this fragrance has a very like a sparkling shampoo kind of vibe. This is so signature scent worthy. There's just a little tartness, sweetness, sparkliness that I just love about this. This just smells like when I was interviewing for jobs right after college and I had like my resume, I had it on a really nice paper and I got me a really nice suit and I walked into the office. This is the fragrance that I would wear to a job interview because I want to smell clean and not overpowering, but I want to also smell unforgettable, alluring, clean, sophisticated, professional, okay? 6 figures, health insurance, paid time off, maternity leave, paternity leave. Of course, I'm not doing this alone, okay? Not in my watch. She's so cute. Yeah, my Burberry, I used to wear my Burberry Her for the longest time. That was like my signature scent. But blush is a very like, it's literally like the color blush. It's like a touch, a whisper, a kiss of pink. And it's a baby doll, soft baby doll kind of vibes. It opens up with that sweet tartness of pomegranate and lemon. And let me tell you, I'm not like a lemony girl. When I think of lemon, I think of Pine Sol, you know? No, honey. This is giving really nice, expensive shampoo when you're staying at like a 6-star hotel because we're not doing 5 stars. We elevate, exactly. My Burberry Blush. Okay, we live the soft life. It smells so expensive. This also has a juicy, ripe green apple in the mid, rose petals, geranium, wisteria, and jasmine in the base. And this is different for me because jasmine is really closing out the fragrance story. Usually jasmine will live in the mid in most of the fragrances I own, but this really happens, like the magic really happens in the dry down. Like that tartness has been subdued, it's quieted. Just think about a pretty girl wearing cashmere, perfect blowout, putting on her signature lip combo that's only 2 products, nothing too fussy. She wears very minimal makeup, like she's basically Meghan Markle. She's with love, Meghan. She's making the one pot pasta in her gorgeous little garden cottage. She's inviting her friends over for a farm to table dinner. And then she's just like, oh, I just whipped this up. And it's like this incredible tablescape and spread that she all did by hand. My Burberry Blush. So cute. We love her. My Burberry Blush gets... Is it gonna be bad if I say 5 muses again? It's 5 muses for a completely different reason than Jasmine Freak. To me, this is so wearable. It's so approachable. It's everyday, but it's everyday elegance. And honestly, Meghan Markle deserves 5 muses. I compared her to her. She gets nothing less. 5. Moving on to a little bit more of a sweet gourmand take on a white floral. This is Bombon by the House of Beau. Now, we've already established I love the House of Beau, okay? I love Bernardo down. I love that man. He is so sexy. I think I will always say that and preface that when I talk about that fragrance house because maybe that's a part of why I love the perfume so much because I'm like, dang, he's sexy. Only a sexy person can make a fragrance like this, you know? This is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Okay, let me tell you about her. Opens up with the lily of the valley, lychee. We have saffron. It's giving rich, okay? Middle notes, bergamot, pink pepper, marshmallow, caramel. Base notes, cognac, birch, ambergris. Wow. This is a masterpiece. Who would have thought putting all those different notes together, oh, I got the cognac, would create such a beautiful version of a gourmand. Now me, I immediately was attracted to this because of the marshmallow note. I love Oriana by Parfum de Marly, and that's a very heavy marshmallow forward fragrance. This is not that. The marshmallow here is in the background. She's very subdued. She's giving the girlies a spotlight, but she's still there. You know, she's singing background and the background vocals are it, okay? They're carrying the song. This is so beautiful. Like, I never would have thought marshmallow and caramel would work with Lily of the Valley, but it's so soft and delicate, very sweet and creamy. Oh, what a divine fragrance. This man does not miss. It does smell like a little treat. Imagine you're on a Spanish holiday. You're in Spain, you're in an island town, and you're just walking from shop to shop, and then you see a candy shop. You see all the beautiful candies and the bonbons and all the treats, but there's like a gust of air that comes from a restaurant across the way, wines and the sea, and it's just like, oh, it's so good. It's soft and delicate, sweet and romantic. Something I would wear as a signature scent for sure. This to me can also be a bridal fragrance because it is so romantic. There's just something very soft and like someone's leaning into my neck. Yeah. That's the vibe. Oh man, this one gets 5 muses as well. Honestly, I would give this a 6 muse. This is so this is a masterpiece. This is taking gourmands, white florals, and accords like cognac. I would have never ever thought. And that's what I consider a masterpiece, is creating something gorgeous out of things that people probably would have never imagined putting together. This is expensive. They do have a 40 ml option that is $175, but this does retail for $375. It is expensive, but this is something I definitely feel like is worth getting your nose on. They also have like sample sizes that you can purchase. Whatever you do, just try it. I don't know what it is about this particular fragrance, but it smells like love to me. But I'm falling in love international. That's the vibe it's giving. This is not in Jacksonville. Next up is an actual perfume oil. This turned me into being a jasmine lover. This is Indian Jasmine by Nest. And it's really simple, but it gets the job done. It's gorgeous, it's warm, it's soft. It only has red berries in the opening. You have Indian jasmine in the mid and pink pepper in the base. This is such a great layering fragrance for any of these perfumes, and it lasts so long because it is a perfume oil. And for the price, you can't beat it. You can opt to get it in this roller ball, or they have a dropper. I like to keep this in my bag for traveling. Oh, it's just so wonderful. Because it's an oil, you can actually rub this on and rub your wrists together because it won't disturb the molecular structure of the fragrance. It's not gonna give you something else. If you rub with any perfume, you are actually changing how you're going to be smelling the fragrance. You're changing the molecular structure, which is going to give you a completely different fragrance experience. But what I love about using a fragrance oil is that it creates the base layer, the foundation of your story. It's like the motif that's woven throughout a story or a really beautiful poem. It's just always going to be there. Jasmine, Indian Jasmine by Nest. I really feel like people love these when they first came out, but because there's just so much stuff on the market right now, it's become forgotten about. And I really think that this is just beautifully done. I honestly would just wear this on its own because it's just that clean and fresh and beautiful and soft. This is such a great option without having to break the bank. Indian Jasmine, you get 4 muses. The only reason why you're getting 4 is because I wish the roller rolled a little bit easier. I don't get enough oil dispensed from it, so I'm I'm rubbing, girl. Like, I'm working really hard to get you out of here. Other than that, you would have been a 5. But the dropper is another way to obviously distribute the oil. But for me, I have more control with a roll ball versus a dropper. And the dropper can get messy. And if you're not a professional, you can get perfume oil on your clothes and it'll stain, and that's a whole thing. Ness, although I love you so much, girly pop, mwah, you're so cute, you get 4 muses. Next up is a fragrance that I actually got put on from an ex-friend of mine. And I used to not be able to wear this fragrance because it made me think of her, but you know what? Therapy. And I'm so glad because I love this fragrance so much. So this is a beautiful example of a white floral with a fruity take. So it's not so bouquet-like. This is giving effervescent, sophisticated, pretty. This is Florence by the brand Tocca. And isn't the bottle just gorgeous? It looks like it's a potion. I just love it so much. I'm glad we're back together, girl. I missed you. I missed you, Flo. You know what this reminds me of? Think of Ever After with Drew Barrymore. This is what she smells like. Like, look at the bottle, first of all. Like, it looks like something that would be sitting on her vanity, or it would be in the movie. It's just so gorgeous. It's aged, it's antique-like, but not in a dusty, musty kind of way. What women smelled like in a different time. Florence, Italy, like in probably the 1700s, probably, where they would soak in like baths with roses and oils and all these beautiful fruits and flower petals. This opens up with pear, apple, bergamot, grapefruit leaf. You have middle notes of gardenia. This is heavy white florals, honey. You got gardenia, tuberose, jasmine, and then you have a little bit of powderiness with the violet leaf and iris. Base notes are musk and woods. You really do get a nice blend of the apple and the pear blended so beautifully with the gardenia. I didn't think I liked gardenia. Also, side note, Gardenia by Chanel, that's like on my wish list. To have a fragrance where the main note is gardenia, who would have thought? But I smelled it the other day that I was at the Chanel boutique, and the sales associate is like, you need to smell this. And I'm like, gardenia, I don't know. I smelled it and I was like, I need this, but it costs like $500. And I'm like, I can put this back. And I did, onto the shelf, but that is on my wish list. And this gardenia in here is really pronounced. It's beautifully blended with the pear. When I tell you like beautifully blended, there's no beginning or end. You're smelling the gardenia, the tuberose, the jasmine. You're smelling the bergamot. You're smelling the apple. You're getting the powderiness. Beautifully blended. They did their big one, Tocca, on this. And what I love about Tocca is that they're not only sold at Sephora, but they're also sold at like Urban Outfitters or Anthropologie. When Anthro is having a sale, look at the perfume. People always look to like for their clothes and shoes and stuff, but look at their beauty. They carry so many niche luxury and other designer fragrances, and you can get them like 20% off if you time it right with their sale. So Florence by Tocca gets, you guessed it, 5 muses. She has a great longevity projection. We didn't even get into that, but this was just merely about the smell. This is stunning. When I just want to feel pretty, sophisticated, I know I'm gonna get some compliments when I wear this. It's just a beautiful go-to scent. It lasts a really long time and it's inexpensive and it's beautiful on a vanity. Like, it's hitting all the things that I love about a perfume and being a girl. So yeah, she gets 5 muses. I forgot about this one. When I was pulling out fragrances to do this video, I literally just sat in my beauty room. I have a beauty wardrobe. I have 2 cabinets filled with perfume. And sometimes when I'm sad or I'm bored, or honestly, if I'm just walking by the room, I'll just be like, let me just go in there and smell. And it's so nice because I rediscover things that I had in my collection that I forgot about, because girl, I have a lot of perfume and that's only reasonable. This is gorgeous. This is Lotus Pear by the 7 Virtues. Now this is a fragrance that if you told me was considered a white floral, I wouldn't believe you, because it's so juicy with that pear. Beautifully blended. It has a lot of white florals as well. You have gardenia, jasmine, orange blossom that is blended also in the mid with the lotus and the rose. Heavy on the florals. But Barbara, who is the owner and the perfumer behind 7 Virtues, She knows what she's doing, and she loves her. I love her story, by the way. If you have time, follow her on Instagram. She's such a great follow, but she started her business later on in life, and she had other careers, and like she was down and outs before she created Seven Virtues, and now it's like one of the top selling fragrances in Sephora. It's stunning. And then you have a base note of geranium. So heavy on the florals. There's no musk in here. There's no woods in here. It's straight up fruits and florals, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Wow. This is Pretty Girl Coated. This is summertime. If you want to smell juicy, I'm gonna put some on. Juicy and fruity, and just know that it's gonna make you feel happy. There's a little bit of like a shampooiness of it, and I love shampooy fragrances. Some people hate them, but me, it takes me back to like the days where I would spend all my money from my little weekend job on beauty products. I would buy Garnier Fructis. I would buy Neutrogena grapefruit body scrub. I would buy it all. And I love that fruity, shampooy smell. So that's what this brings me back to. It just brings me back to high school, my first job, and really falling in love with beauty. I would buy Teen People or Style Watch and Cosmo, and I would eat those. Like that was my dinner. Eat, breathe fashion and beauty magazines and like what everybody was wearing, what was the trends. And I would love more than anything to discover new fragrances through magazines, because back in the day, I don't know if they still do this now, but when you had magazines, they would have like little samples of perfumes that would be like glued shut. You would open it up and you would just rub. And half the time you would probably not really get the sense of the fragrance because you would smell like paper and oil. But you got enough to really just like, oh man, I like this, or I don't like this. And this to me smells like I just had the best weekend, was able to take my little money and go to the mall, pick up a new CD at Sam Goodies or Coconuts, get me a new CD, get me a new lip gloss, some new body wash, and a new magazine, and just kind of just go down and see like what are the hip girlies doing, watching TRL. That's what this reminds me. It's very nostalgic, high school, but this is done in a very, grown way versus that juvenile, super, super sweet. It's just nicely done. I love it so much. And for that, she's getting 5 muses. This is Moon Carnival by Wilhelm Parfumerie. When I first bought this, I hated it because I wasn't trained to really like white florals at the time. So I was going based off of people's recommendations in videos and how they would describe it. And based off the notes, I thought, okay, that seems like it's gonna be a safe blind buy. If you're not into florals, white florals, I don't think it is, but I have come to love this because, like I said, I've been able to train my nose to really appreciate white florals and smelling and picking up the other notes that are in here that are blended so well to keep it balanced. So this is pink freesia, passion fruit, and bergamot in the opening, and then you have your mid florals of tuberose, gardenia, and orchid, and then you have a base of vanilla, marshmallow, and tonka bean. Immediately when I thought about the notes, I went to the fruits, I went to the gourmands, the vanillas, the tonka bean. I'm like, I'm gonna love this. But you're hit with a lot of florals. That mid stays with you throughout the fragrance story, but it blends out so well. The power and the beauty really happen in the dry down. You get to appreciate the fruity notes in the opening, but the gorgeousness happens when the florals and the marshmallow and the musk really just blend so well together. This is another contender, I would say, not only for a signature scent, this would totally be appropriate for a bride. I feel like this is super romantic. It reminds me a little bit of Bombon because of that sweetness. They share that marshmallow note. I'm just thinking about that. But this is gorgeous. Subtle, sweet, but sophisticated and pretty. It's giving Meghan Markle as well. This is something that she would just throw on with a crisp white linen shirt, a tousle of curls in her perfectly blown out hair, and she's wearing structured wide leg jeans, and some loafers. Just very sophisticated, clean, but romantic at the same time. Like she has a bushel of peonies underneath her arm coming in from her garden. I love fragrances that really create a story, and Moon Carnival, it's a summer night, you're at a country fair, a field of freesia and gardenia, with every passing of the wind blooms over to where you're at riding on a Ferris wheel, and you're just like, I don't know. I'm just creating this whole experience in my head, but that's what I do with fragrances. They say to prevent dementia and Alzheimer's, you need to continually work the imagination muscle of your brain. And that's something I feel like I do every single day with my perfume because it literally takes me somewhere. I create worlds and spaces and experiences with my perfume. Okay, I know I compare things to a lot of movies, but there is a movie that I watched when I was a little girl. It's called Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. It's based off a true story. It's on Disney Plus, I believe. But if you watch that movie, the falling in love part, that's what this smells like to me. And she was a horse jumper, and Jake from 16 Candles plays her love interest. It's so good. I remember falling in love with him during that movie, and that's what this smells like. Ah, man, this gets 5 muses. Even though she's had a journey, and we didn't always get along, but I love her now. She's so beautiful. I saved these last 2 for last because they're ultimately in my top 10 fragrances of my life. Okay, of my life. That's saying a lot. This is Moon Glory by the Harmonist. This literally changed my brain chemistry. This fragrance is so intoxicatingly beautiful, and I couldn't understand what was happening. This is a white floral, like not like any white floral. There's so many notes in here as well, but man, it takes you on a ride. You're gonna enjoy this ride, okay? This has ylang ylang, Hawaiian jasmine, lychee in the opening, honey, passion flower, lady of the night flower in the mid, Peru, balsam, white musk, and hinoki wood in the base. To me, this smells like candied fruits in the summertime. I'm wearing a white off-the-shoulder dress. My skin is popping. I am just coming, I'm still at this cottage that I have in my mind. So I'm in this cottage. I just harvested fresh honey, and I come into the house and I make a hibiscus floral honey sun tea. It just smells so good. When I tell you, I get so many compliments when I wear this. It is so intoxicating. It's so sexy. It's candied fruits in the summertime, candied fruits and florals, and it's just so beautiful. This is my second bottle, by the way. Also, 10 out of 10 muses this gets, because the beast mode, like projection sillage that you get from this fragrance, it's worth every single penny. This one is a little bit more expensive. I would say mid-range. I think it's like over $200, but this is something that you don't have to wear a lot of, but it packs a punch. And oh man, the memories are flooding back. Moon Glory. I wore this during New York Fashion Week a couple of seasons back. And when I tell you, I got stopped every single room I was in. Every single room. Moon Glory is that girl. She's a white floral that literally has changed the game. She has honey. She has the florals. She has the musk. She has a little bit of woodsiness. She's everything. She's literally the moon. You want to be the sun, but you are the moon instead. Okay, that's what this is giving. Moon Glory. 10 out of 10 muses. Oh, I love you so much. She is going to be something I repurchase for the rest of my life. And Moon Glory was my gateway into the brand of the Harmonist, and they have a plethora of other masterpieces, which is really seldom from a fragrance house to have multiple masterpieces. It's insane. One of them was almost gonna make my list, but I was like, I'm gonna be here for another 2 hours, and that's Yin Transformation. They get an honorary mention because it's another white floral from this house that literally has transcended what I thought white florals could be. It's so gorgeous. But Moon Glory started it all with the Harmonist. Highly, highly recommend. I do not think, however, this is a safe blind buy, especially with the amount of money that you're gonna be spending. If you can get inside a Neiman Marcus, they do sell samples on their website directly. Get a sample, wear it, fall in love with it, and then get you the full size. I saved the best for last. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you so much. But the thing about fragrances is that you have these notes, and every nose interprets them differently. And some fragrances can have like 12 notes in them, you know? You don't need to have all of that. This fragrance literally could make me cry. This is Baciami by Bulgari. This has 3 notes, just 3 notes. And it's literally completely changed my mind about white florals. I love this. Is also in my top 10 of my favorite fragrances of my life. 3 simple notes. It has gardenia, vanilla, and amber in the base. Really simple. It's warm. It's ambery. It has the florals, the sweetness. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they can take something so simple, but it smells so complicated. It moves you. And there's one thing about fragrances, like people are picking up on this industry and it's booming. Fragrance houses are dropping new fragrances all the time. You guys can keep all your new releases when you come out with a fragrance like this. And this to me could be signature scent worthy, bridal, but honestly, man, men will love this on you. Women will love this on you. Like this is just, it's the perfect scent and I can't get enough of it. I have 2 in my backup because it's just, I mean, look at this dent. This is my 2nd bottle. My 1st bottle was done within 3 months. I have 400 fragrances. For me to want to reach over and over to the same fragrance and opt out from choosing the plethora of beautiful fragrances that I have in my collection, that is saying a lot. It's simple but sweet and complicated. And literally, I'm walking down the streets in Toronto. I was at that weekend fair that they have, not fair, but it's like a weekend market, and it's October, so it's pretty chilly outside. And I was wearing this fragrance. Literally got stocked everywhere I went during that time, just walking around. And there's open air like kitchens. There's people selling sweets. There's coffee shops. There's so many scents that are happening in that area as you're walking around. So for people to still be able to smell me, and I was able to cut through all of that, is saying a lot. If you're gonna try any perfume from this entire roundup, I say 100% worth every penny, safe blind buy, and you're going to love. I would be very surprised if you don't love this fragrance. It's one of my favorites of all time. And because of that, she obviously gets a million muses. Just all the muses. She's perfection. I love her so much. Give me 14 of them right now. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for sticking around and watching part 1, because I have more of my favorite white floral perfumes. If you're anything like me, where perfume really just takes you on a journey, it's a story, it's an experience way beyond just smelling good, I hope you can get your nose on these scents. These make me so, so happy. And like I said, as a former anti-white floral person, these have literally changed my world. So I hope you can get your nose on them. But before I go, a little housekeeping rules. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me some of your favorite white florals that you cannot live without, that changed your mind possibly of wearing white floral perfumes, and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss a Curvy Lady upload. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.